Here we go again with the weird inspirations. This one's like feels like it's gone into like a boy band. Good evening, Sleep Token fans, and welcome back. This is the Brain Dead Breakdown, and we are at the third stop on the Take Me Back to Eden leg of the journey. If you don't know, so far I've gone through every Sleep Token song nearly. On their main discographies. I started out with Take Me Back to Eden and Ascensionism, and Ascensionism just blew my mind, and I decided to go all the way back to the start. Literally the start, and make my way through, and here I am now. And over this journey, I've been waiting for them to morph into the band that I fell in love with Ascensionism, and I've felt the evolution throughout all of the albums so far. I've felt them grow the confidence to just throw whatever style at the music they want in the moment and make it fit. There's just so much about this band I've come to love on the journey, and I can't wait for it to be over at this point so I can just listen to the songs freely, and because there's so many that I love, and I need, when you put the songs in the internal ranking in your mind, and you start to, I want to do that, but it's hard at the moment because I need more time, and but anyway, this is track 3 on Take Me Back to Eden. This is Granite. Let's see what it's like.
Sulfur on your breath, granite in my chest. You will never have to talk about it. You'll never want to talk about it. Fury, true.
Straight away, this one feels like it's going to be a more hip-hoppy themed song. As usual with Sleep Token, there could be diversions any way they want throughout the song. But this one's only 3:45, so I'm thinking if there are diversions, there will be less. And I'm thinking this one is going to be a more hip-hoppy themed song. But let's roll it back, and I like that. I've recently been for the last year I've been learning piano, a keyboard. I'm not taking it super seriously. I don't want to be the best pianist ever. I just want to be able to play piano. And in the last month or so, I've been passing on the knowledge I've been learning to my brother, who is a hip hop head, my older brother. And he's starting to, he likes some metal now too, because of me. He says it's because of me. But once he gets better at the keyboard and piano and all of that stuff, like this is something I could see him just laying down, like, oh bruv, and he's like, do something to this, and I'm like, oh yes, and I grab the guitar and I'm like, dun, 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 dun. So I'm kind of liking the vibe of this one already, even in the 30 seconds, because of that. It's making me it's making me think of me and my brother, the future possibility of me and my older brother having a jam session now that he's he's getting into keyboard.
Sulfur on your breath, granite in my chest. You will never have to talk about it. You'll never want to talk about it. Fury, true damn late. Reason dislocates, and you'll never have to talk about it. You'll never want to talk about it. I was more than just a body in your passenger seat, and you were more than just somebody I was destined to meet. I see you go half blind when you're looking at me, but I am between the secondhand smoke and the glass on the street. You gave me nothing. reason to leave. You say you want me, but you know I'm not what you need. But when you sit there, acting like you know me, acting like you only brought me here to get below me. Never mind the
Like, here we go again with the weird inspirations. This one's like feels like it's gone into like a boy band all of a sudden, you know? And if you're new to these videos, this is not me insulting Sleep Token at all. One common thread throughout all of the videos I've made has been how I've admired how they just seamlessly merge genres. And like, if you were to take away the kind of, if you were to make it like the main theme, hold on, let's go back a little. If you were to make the main theme a little less grimy, you know, like that bass is very grimy. I don't like, you know, like they probably have to pretty it up a bit, and added like 3 more male voices in a harmony. You could see like some popping and locking and like, you know, all the boy band shit to that, and then being like, why don't you like me? You know, like you could, like, I could see a boy band doing like, and yeah, so not an insult at all, but just the vibes I'm getting. I don't dance. Smack the mic again, sorry. Is it going to get less boy band? Feels like it might be about to get less boy band. Oh, and the synth as well, right? Sorry, the synth in metal is funny. It's something that I was discussing with my friend Oscar yesterday, and that might be why the synth coming in there behind the heavy riff just instantly jumped out, because we were discussing. He brought up how when we were at school, synth in metal had got so uncool. Like no one wanted a synth in metal anymore. You know, like in the 80s and stuff, all metal had a synth, you know, like the hard rock probably considered now, but you know, like the icons, you know, like Dio, you know, and all that. It's like they had synth in them and stuff, and it was just another layer. It was just another layer in the music. And then as the, you know, stuff got heavier, synth kind of died out a bit. And Oscar mentioned that, and I posed the theory that it's because of the 80s nostalgia that we have now, and synth is such and the quintessential 80s sound, you know, like just synth sounds, like obviously like there's so many from the 80s, and because the 80s was very uncool during like mine and Oscar's youth, you know, in like the mid 2000s, the 80s wasn't cool anymore. So like us liking 80s music wasn't that cool, you know, like 80s rock and all that, let alone 80s. But like 80s pop wasn't cool, 80s metal was even lower on the totem pole, you know. So it died out, the synth, because it was, oh, that's 80s. But now we're in a time with shows like Stranger Things and, you know, like games where they're going back to the 80s. And there's so much nostalgia for the 80s now because it's been 40 years, you know, like. So that synths are coming back in heavy music in a big way. And me and Oscar both appreciate that. We like that because, like I say, just another layer of the music, and just like the heavy guitar was going on. it's like, oh, that hits. And then just all of a sudden in the background layer, it just adds so much. I mean, it's not a particularly 80s synth sound, but you could see that being used in once again in the score to like an 80s tribute TV show. What's he about to say, ladies and gents? Timestamp this part in the video and then put your theory in. Another sleep token, another like. Go. All right. There we go. That's another like. But I just, yeah, that was really good. I really enjoyed like the music in that one. I'm gonna look up the lyrics in a second as well. I mean, like I've kind of already given all my thoughts on the music in that, but I just, the kind of more hip hop start was, you know, it set the tone, and like I say, it brought thoughts of like what mine and my brother's future jams could sound like, which made me happy, made me smile. As we got kind of more into it, I was, like I say, I was getting boy band vibes and everything. So I was just like, yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, I know that what the fuck should be like is a common expression whilst listening to like Sleep Token as well. But it's like a positive what the fuck, you know? It's not like what the fuck. It's what the fuck. Like it's a what the fuck of amazement. You know? Oh, and then obviously heavy guitar hit. I always like the heavy guitar bits, and then that synth just coming in the background and tying it all together. Just very much enjoyed that. So very much enjoyed that a lot. Right, let's have a little look at the lyrics, shall we? One little thing before I talk about the song lyrics. Google! Get your shit together, man. Like, I literally Googled Sleep Token lyrics, and Sleep Token are an anonymous band, and you have their fucking real names credited at the bottom as the songwriters. Not their fucking, like, pseudonym or whatever the fucking word is. Like, just Google, come on, man. Like, that's literally how the names were spoiled for me, by the way. Because of, like, looking up lyrics. Like, on Google. So, like, Google, get your shit together, like... Anyway, besides the point, I've reading a lot of the lyrics where they're like open to interpretation about losing somebody, and I know that quite a lot of like it's about toxic relationships and stuff, but the losing somebody I relate to a lot because I lost a lot of people, lost a lot of pets, you know, like there's been a lot of loss in the death sense, you know, like yeah, like I'm 30, you know, like of course it's gonna happen, you know, like, but when it comes to toxic relationships, I can't really relate to a lot of the lyrics, and this is I'm trying to think of the best way to put this, you know, like I've had one serious relationship and I'm still in it, and I have been in it for 11 years. And obviously there's been ups and downs in it, but we've fought through. Like, and there's been moments where, you know, you could call it toxic, but they were the low moments that we fought through and everything. But I haven't had the experience of a true toxic relationship. So when I read lyrics to do with them, I have no first-hand experience. I only have outside looking in experience to relate to it. like having seen friends in toxic relationships and things like that. So that's why I think a lot of them don't hit home as hard to me as they could. And honestly, I'm not complaining about that. You know, like, I'm just giving a bit of context, and I'm not bragging either, but I understand how it is kind of, like, I am lucky in that respect. Like, I've been in the same relationship since May 2012. So, you know, like, and you know, so like I say, just there's just a little less but I can still read these lyrics, you know, and just I've been on the outside looking in, and you know, and been friends with both people in the toxic relationship as well, and I'm sure there are people who are watching this that will relate to that as well. You know, even if you've been in one, even if you haven't been in one, I'm sure there's been points where two of your friends might be in one, and you are trying to play peacemaker. You know, do you really want to taste it? Wrong peacemaker. But yes. So yeah, you get the point, and like Vessel got bars though. Once again, like the start, like it's like poetry that he then. It's like he writes poetry, and then just translates it to the music once there's some. I would love to know what Vessel's approach to music is. You know, does he start with the music and then write the lyrics? Does he start with the lyrics and then write the music, or is it a bit of both? You know, like, is it writing music and writing lyrics separately, and then being like, oh, these ones will fit here, and you know, like. But once again, he may have spoken about this in interviews, but it's not something I'm looking up until the end of the journey, because I've had his name spoiled, and that's enough. Like, I don't want any more until I get to the end. Yeah, ladies and gents, that was a lot of rambling, so I am sorry. And Granite, I hope you enjoyed the video. I have been Braindead. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe for more like this, and comment down below to join the discussion. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.